I'm hoping the camera doesn't catch me breathing like Darth Vader. Like in any other video, I use my osmosis something. I spent an obscene amount of money. I don't even know what it's called, to be brutally honest with you. I've barely used it, but I can do this. The gimbal isn't following me. What? That was a waste of money. That was the main attraction, and it's not. Why is that not following me? Maybe I'm too fast. So it's the second week of this healthy progression, you could say. I've changed from sitting down awkwardly to standing awkwardly for the pleasure of the viewer. I think the shirt's a little bit too tight for me to sit down, because otherwise I've got more rolls in a bakery, right? It's a bloody good joke. We use it. It's fantastic. Let me just drink my water awkwardly. Sound like an orc then. As soon as the camera comes on and turns on, I'm all static, whereas beforehand I'm lucid. A load of spit fell off my mustache. It's not spit, it was water from the water. I've gained 2 pounds, and this video is very important to the mindset of someone that's going to the gym. If they're going back into the gym like myself after a long hiatus, with maybe injury to just laziness to then being gluttonous with food and gaining a load of weight again, and all that progress going away, and you wake up every day going, why did I do that? I could be so much more in shape. Or to someone that's starting the gym that's new and maybe doesn't understand the importance of things that I'm going to talk about, like counting calories, like losing water weight at the beginning, to then the possibility as to why you're gaining more weight. There's a multitude of reasons as to why you haven't lost weight the next time you stand on a scale, which I will talk about here. I also will talk about rehabilitation too, how important it is, and as important, the rehabilitation of, especially when you're starting the gym new. My muscles hurt, even though I've gone to the gym on and off for 12 years. Like my triceps hurt, even doing that. Like, oh, when I say hurt, I guess they do. I guess that's how you describe the metric of pain, or you can just say hurt. But it's not like a high scale of hurt, but you feel stiff, you feel achy. You might have injured yourself a little bit, it might have sprained your back like I have, but I did it at work. And then working on still going to the gym with an injury. Okay. So I've gained 2 stone, as you can see here. However, I feel better. So even though I've gained 2 stone, I feel healthier. I feel like I've slimmed down. I feel better. So when I saw that I gained 2 pounds, I generally couldn't believe it. I thought I lost 3-4 pounds, to be honest with you. I thought, yeah, I'm on track. I'm starting the gym again, calorie deficit, losing more calories than what I'm eating. This is cool. So then when you step on the scales, you go, well, what was the point of that? I've just busted my ass going to the gym 3 times a week. I've ate completely clean. I've counted my calories. What is the point if I'm gaining weight? And then I did feel demoralized. I felt like, well, what is the point? There is a point. So there's the multitude of reasons as to why you've gained weight. One of them, you haven't been in a calorie deficit. Now, I realize with adding seasoning, I didn't add my seasoning to my meal, my chicken. So I thought it'd be like 20 calories. You know, that's not going to be massive. No. When I weighed it, I was shocked. It was 200 calories, but the scale weighed it wrong. The scale weighed it wrong because it was 50 grams in a tub, and I think it was like 80 grams, which wasn't the case. So you have to be careful how you weigh it. I put it on the chicken, which obviously is going to affect the... Sorry, I'm burping while trying to talk and trying to ignore the burp and trying to go through it. But it's not going to accurately measure it. So to accurately measure seasoning, put it in a little tub or whatever, and then put it on there, and then put it on your chicken. Because I was scared when I saw that. Also, the sodium. I think the sodium you're meant to have is like 2,000 something milligrams. I was at like 6,000 because of this. So it's important that not when you're eating food to understand also what else is added in that food. Is your food count a lot of salt? So now you're on high salt, and there's issues with health issues when it comes to salt. So I was playing quite a borderline game with a calorie deficit and whatnot, I was eating about 23 to 2,500 calories, aiming to burn between 27 to 3,000 calories. 2,700, not just 27 in total. I'm only going to burn 27. I'm going to go take a shit in the toilet and then lie in my bed for the rest of the day. Playing a fine line, I need to lower my calories down. Even though I'm so hungry throughout the day, I still need to lower the calories down. I know I'm not going to, I swear to Christ, if my hand movement's knocking this mic and that's all you hear is me absolutely slapboxing you in this video, I might cry. I'm hoping the audio quality is good too. I really do. Every time I watch a video of this on, the audio quality is so much better than mine. And same with the Shure mic. It just seems that every single time I watch my own videos, it just becomes like 60 times worse in audio quality. I'm not too sure. And I keep bouncing around. Imagine I just passed out. But like, I know if I eat 2,000 calories, I'm not going to die the next day. I'm just going to go to bed hungry. That's it. Another way is when you're carrying water, maybe you haven't peed out much, maybe you haven't gone to the toilet, maybe you haven't gone to the toilet fully. What I've noticed with eating more fibre and sugar, fruit, which is sugar, and cleaner food, is that I go to the toilet twice, maybe 3 times a day. I have more regular poops, whereas before I would have one horrendous swamp dump that if I did it in public, it would be a crime with the smell. So I'm still doing mini horrendous swamp dumps, I'm not going to lie, but it's more regular and it does seem more fuller, it does seem more healthy that I'm able to push this out, but still 2 pounds heavier. So come on, bowels, do your job and poo out more. Disgusting. You know, it could be the fact that you've gained muscle. It could be the fact that your body's gaining muscle, etc. There is discrepancies. What I would say is wait till the week afterwards. If you're 2 pounds up the week afterwards, or a pound up really the week afterwards, then you're doing something wrong. And it most probably is the fact you're not counting your calories as accurate as you think you are, okay? And I've had conversations with people, and this is very weird to me because they say to me, counting calories is obsessive and unhealthy. A static thing to do that has no control over you, you let the control, the only way it has control over you is when you let it have control over you, which obsession isn't a bad thing. It's just when people go and measure water, I guess, and how many ice cubes they can have and when they can drink water, when they're not a professional athlete, etc. Yes, I can understand that be the obsession, that you're always looking at numbers, you're always looking at that. That isn't counting calories. That's you. Why do people not take accountability when it comes to things that it's their own fault? The obsession is not counting calories. The obsession, or that's not the problem. It's you counting calories. And you're never going to lose weight, and you're never going to, maybe you will lose weight, don't get me wrong, but you're never going to maximize your gains if you're trying to build muscle or trying to run further or whatever sport you're doing, because nutrition is the most important part. Yes, you can show up and you can do it, but if you can't out-train a bad nutrition, that's like a quote from like 2011 with some like Windows Movie Maker music on top of it right there. Wow, 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 wow. Whatever it was. I remember those days. WMV files and whatnot. Windows Movie Maker. I'm a genius. So I hate it when people say counting calories unhealthy. No, counting calories is unhealthy for you, not for me. For you, counting calories unhealthy. So if you're in that boat, really address it to yourself and not the fact that other people who count calories, or maybe other people are, but don't address that counting calories means that person's a red flag and they're going to be obsessive and about counting calories, etc. Like, if people are trying to lose weight and you're seriously losing weight, or you want to gain weight, it's the one of the most vital things to do, because if you overeat, you're not going to lose weight, and if you undereat and you're not reaching your macronutrients, you're not going to gain as much muscle as you think you are. So it's a big problem when I see people say that counting calories is unhealthy. It isn't unhealthy. I feel like the guy that used to he used to have a garage. Oh, I've mentioned before, I can't remember him, he's half caste. He's half cut, fam. I think he had a meltdown and he was in his garage gym. I'm going to have a fucking meltdown. I'm going to have a meltdown. Why not have a little bit of a meltdown? But it's not unhealthy. Can we stop this BS that everything is everyone else's fault and you just take accountability for it? Like I've said it about 7 times now. Kia car insurance is 7 years. Have that fact. I don't know if it is anymore, but the advert used to be 7. And also my Apple Watch. When you anything is ever measured here, Whoop-bound Apple Watch, they're good, but they're not the most accurate. They're getting a heart rate through here. They get, well, maybe not. Yeah, well, it has to be the heart rate. They get sweat, heart rate. It's through here. It's not going to be as accurate as something around your chest. That's where it becomes more accurate. And even them aren't 100. Even them aren't 100%. Even that isn't 100% around your chest. So it could be the fact that I thought I thought I burnt 2,700 calories and I have 25, but in fact I burnt 2,450 and I've been in a calorie surplus all this time. So give leeway. If you're looking to burn 2,500 calories, and that's what it says on the active and resting on the health, if you have an iPhone with an Apple Watch, look to have 2,000 calories, okay? If you're burning 27 to 3,000, I'd have that 500 calorie leeway, because I don't think it'll be that far off from 500 calories. But this is a lesson learned, to not have as many calories, to kind of look at seasoning and maybe just go back to the old white man, salt and pepper mayo with my chicken instead. I mean, that is pretty right. Mayonnaise does save the day. So yeah, just count your calories. Now, the second part is that I've hurt my back at work. I hurt my back yesterday, and I went to do legs and shoulders today. And even doing shoulder press, I'd put my chest, I kind of like move my scapula, have that for a word, and then I'll push up, but I could feel that my back was aching. So I didn't do heavy weights. I still did standing shoulder press, but I didn't do heavy weights. I engaged my gluteus maximus, so there's less pressure on my back and more on my glutes and more on my, like, pushing my core out to make sure that it engages my core. It's one way when you're lifting weights, if it's standing, even if it's hammerhead curls, I don't know if deadlifts that would be achievable, but squats, I guess, like, just maybe not squats. Anything that involves like dumbbells and pressing them, right? Like military press. Squeezing your bum and properly engaging your core is so important. When I went to rehabilitation for my back, funny enough, the girl there was talking about lifting weights and how people incorrectly lift weights. That, like, it was weird. It was like, she was like, you have to engage this core here, which then the movement became so much harder to do, because otherwise it's just so much pressure in your back. You're more likely to sway. But if you engage your core, you don't actually have to do a hardcore core workout, because you're working your core there. I would still recommend doing core workouts, but not as, like, you don't have to do crunches and do 100 and do 17 sets of them while David Goggins is shouting you about who's going to carry the boats, and you're like, well, mate, I'm 28 and fat. Clearly I'm not carrying any bloody boats anywhere anytime soon. But, doing some like V-sits with hanging off a bar, which I probably can't do. I'll be like doing the Harlem Shake in the air. But yeah, do cool workouts, but you don't need to do them as extensively as you would think you need to do if you're engaging your core in other workouts, because it's a secondary muscle at the end of the day. But it is also important to work on it as a primary muscle. Kind of going away from my point here. But I took into consideration yesterday going to the gym, doing legs, because legs still involve your back. I don't do squats. I'm trying not to injure myself. I injure myself doing squats. I'm kind of avoiding them. I'll do bodyweight squats, but not barbell squats, for the time being at least, until I'm more mobile and agile. But looking at how to rehabilitate my back feels fine. And one of the ways to rehabilitate an injury, such as my back, and the way that I was when I first screwed my back up by doing squats, was you need to walk. Because if you just sit down and do nothing, you're going to hurt your back even more. So going to the gym and understanding that while actually doing weights, and once again, I'm trying to talk through my burp here. I will not let it win. But knowing that that's the case, you're more likely to engage your core. You're more likely to find a position where it's not hurting your back. And maybe that might be right. Maybe it might be wrong. But have that consideration, and if you are properly injured, don't force yourself to go to the gym, but definitely do eat right. And to rehabilitate after yourself with the gym, if it's your arms hurt, your legs hurt, your muscles hurt, or you're injured, this is the advice I'm going to give you. 1, do yoga. 2, if you can move around. Okay, don't just sit there and sit still. Obviously, if you've broken your leg, you can't move around. But if you sprain something, don't just overextend, but try to move it as much as you can without being in excruciating pain. Drink plenty of water. Water is so important. Have some creatine. This is another thing. I actually can't believe someone to my face said to me they don't take creatine because it's like taking, my nipples are probably shown for this whole video. And it's gonna be in like 4K and so much a bigger screen. I'm gonna be so more insecure. I've got so much. People got so much ammunition against me here. My hairline, my massive head, me not looking at the camera all the time, my nipples, my red face. I can't. I need to stop because I'm giving. Oh, I wasn't gonna write that, but I will do. My bollocks are sweating so much right now. It's so incredibly hot standing here. I don't even lift my. If I lift my sleeve up, is it sweat patchy? Yeah, it's probably sweat patchy. I don't know why I did that. Brilliant. But plenty of water. Creatine, yes. Someone said to me in person that they don't take creatine because it's like taking steroid and they don't want to cheat. And I was like, POV, what are you saying? What do you mean? The most researched supplement, creatine, monohydrate, you're not taking because you think it's steroids or you don't want to add on some water weight. Yeah, I'm sure well, this person wasn't 300 pounds, but I'm sure being 300 pounds and that little bit of water weight is going to make a big difference with taking creatine. Unless you're being a bodybuilder or professional athlete where you need to cut weight, take creatine. Take it. It's so important. It helps recover your muscles. 5 grams a day. Don't load it. They say to do 3 grams and then 5 and then 7, whatever. Take 5 grams a day. You'll be fine. And then soon you'll be 40. I always put that joke out. No one laughs. It's actually witty. The band UB40 and you're going to be the age of 40. Fair enough. Terrible. But yeah, someone said that. I was like, I was like, nah, you're bullshitting. Like, I'm not going to back down from this. Like, I've heard people say it online, and I've had other people throughout my life say they don't take creatine because it's cheating. And I'm like, how are you in shape but you say that? Like, I don't understand. Like, some of these people are in shape. Like, if they're a girl, they're in shape for a girl. If they're a guy, they're in shape for a guy. They clearly lift weights. They clearly go to the gym. They clearly eat healthy. But they're saying creatine is like a steroid. I'm like, how have you progressed so much in the gym with an understanding, probably talking to a load of people about it? Do you mind, fan? Talking to a lot of people about the gym, but your mindset still is creatine's cheating. You're not going to take it because it's a steroid. Insane. That's insane. As soon as I hit 40, I'm going to take TRT. I was about to say, what is it, HGH? I'm scared to take HGH. I've literally got the body type of Elon Musk. I look myself in the mirror. Hold on, you got my tippy toes. I'm too small. I'm 6'2", by the way, but you know, I'm not 5'9¼ I can't rely. I'm the same height as Tom Hardy and Conor McGregor, but I've got the same body type as Elon Musk. Wide rib cage. Send to Jonathan Ross. A wide rib cage. These are so jokes. It's insane. Wide rib cage and then fat. So I don't want to take HGH because I'll literally look like Elon Musk without the wealth and hairline and jawline and height. Probably penis size and kids and reputation. I don't know. And owning a business and being successful at the business and being an important figure in life, regardless you hate him. You know, SpaceX and Tesla are quite revolutionary. Right, okay, well, fair enough. Insult myself twice this video in 2 different segments. This is not a thing. My own worst enemy here. Let me ramble. I'm going to insult myself because I'm insecure. Slightly, a lot, most definitely. Water, creatine, yoga. I know it's like ugh, but there's an app called Down Dog that's really good, and you can get it. Well, you can't get Down Dog for free, but I don't know if you can. But it's a paid service. It isn't a lot. I think it's between $5.99 to $9.99 a month. I think maybe they've raised their prices. I'm not too sure. Ironically, I'm saying it's good. I've used it before. I like it. YouTube have free videos. I personally now what I'm doing is where I've done weights, I need to go to the gym 3 times a week. Next week I'm going to focus on mobility using kettlebells and body weights. My goal at the gym is to do, and I know pull-ups are easier than chin-ups, but to do 10 pull-ups, to do 10 chin-ups, to do 50 press-ups, to do 100 squats, and do that with doing 3 sets of them. That is my goal with body weight stuff. To be able to do a V sit up with hanging off the bar, which I'm not going to lift my arms up because I'm incredibly sweaty, and I just literally felt the sweat of my back drop down. I need this fan on and I need it now. Water, creatine, sleep. Try to get his 8 hours sleep. I know that when you go to bed and you go, what? I'm not going to bed at 12 o'clock. I'd rather go to bed at 2 a.m. because then I can have 6 hours sleep instead of 8 hours sleep. Let's just say, right? But it's so important, sleep. Yoga is so important to be able to mobilize. Look at working out your secondary joints. For example, I like a thing called W's, right? So we're looking at like maybe the rear, I don't know what this trains, to be honest with you. I think it's rear delts to front delts. I think it's rear delts, where you lean over it a little bit, pause on that, with my back hurting. You lean over and then you get low weight and you do W's, right? You want to try to get, I think it's you're trying to get your hands behind your elbows, but just if you feel a stretch, brilliant. Don't just do bench because you're going to screw up your rotator cuff. If you follow the principles of sleep, water, yoga, stretching, working on your secondary muscles, taking, I think I said creatine, but taking supplements like creatine, there is a load of supplements that are really good for you, and it's something that me and my brother are working on to try to bring you guys the best supplements possible that aren't BS. They aren't these supplements that promise to increase your testosterone levels to an ungodly amount level, or to give you what we want to do is we're working on giving products, selling these products, making these products, creating these products, selling these products to people, and telling you the truth, what to expect. Okay, it's like when a game comes out in alpha and they give you a roadmap. We want to be able to do that, where we give you the roadmap and give you the realistic approach to taking a supplement, because it could take 3 months before you start noticing the benefits. Then it's looking about how much it's going to cost you. We want to be as transparent as possible when it comes to selling these products. Now, none of these are being released because we're working on them behind closed doors very hard, and trying to find the right products, to try to find the right stuff. It's not going to be supplements at the beginning, but we are looking to go into supplements when and if, or I would say not if, when the business picks up. But stay tuned for that. Stay tuned to what the products we're going to sell. I mean, it's up to you if you want to buy them. But we're looking to give free information on the YouTube channel dedicated to it, which will be released when we get it fully operating, the actual business itself, which should be at the end of the month. You've got supplements like creatine, you've got water, you've got sleep. Sleep is so important, 8 hours a day. You know, this is where Whoop Band does come in clutch, because it tells you how long you've been in REM sleep for. There may be alternatives, which I don't know of, but it's very important with the REM sleep. Stretching like yoga, working on secondary muscles, nutrition, if I haven't said it before, it's very important. Actually walking about, if you are injured, try to move it if you can, to an extent where you're not leaving yourself in excruciating pain. That isn't worth it, okay? Look to get rehabilitation if you are injured. But following these core principles of trying to, when you go to the gym and you feel so achy, that's why going 3 times a week is a plus, and it's why 3 times a week at the end of the week is, well, you could pick the beginning of the week or end of the week. It's completely up to you. I like the end of the week because then you have Saturday, Sunday to actually fully rest before going back to work, and then you can have Monday and Tuesday for additional days to rest, whereas Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is when you're going. Don't push yourself. You know, look, if you're looking to do a workout, mine is back, biceps, chest, triceps, leg, shoulders. I work calves twice a week, and I throw in some ab workouts. I still do calf raises with the leg press while I'm still doing mobility workouts, because I think it's still important. My gym doesn't have a leg, you know, a calf raising machine or anything like that. You have to use the leg press, unfortunately, which is annoying. I don't know why they don't have a leg press machine, but they add rear kicks where you bend over a bar or bend over a pad like that. I mean, you can literally do that on a cable machine a lot easier than calf raisers. And standing on something with calf raisers is a lot better than leg press, in my opinion. I mean, you can always use a stepping machine. They have like, you know, steps you stand on, but man, they fall over sometimes, and it's awkward to balance on them sometimes. So, yeah. I've kind of gone off track as to what I'm saying here, to be honest with you. But follow those core principles. So progressive overload, for example, let's say you go to the gym and with chest press, dumbbell chest press, flat, you're doing 10 kg, right? Start off light, even if it feels super light. Start off light so you can get, with lightweight, there's more focus on trying to have mind to muscle. And if you're sitting there and you might not have any muscle whatsoever, so you might not feel this at all, but you want to kind of push your scapula out and then push and then feel. You want your hands to be closer when you're at the top and engage your chest, and then come down to feel the stretch and then go up. And there's some things where people are divided on. Like, for example, I was watching a video with tricep extensions with someone saying that the rope, right? And sometimes people lean forward, some people stand straight on. And you'll have, this guy was saying, people will do that with their wrists. All that does is give you wrist pain, especially at heavier weight. That doesn't at all, bring more tricep engagement. And he said that using the rope is good for lower weight, but if you want to go heavier, you got a bar that looks like this. It's like well, I don't even know what it's called, but it goes like that and then goes like that, right? So you're holding it like that. And it's 2 grips. Either wider grip works one head of the tricep, and the short grip works the other head of the tricep. And what he was saying is, I've got to go my tippy toes again. People fully extend. So let's just say that's my arm straight. It's not. My arms are down here, but I want you to see my whole arms. So he says not to do that. He says just to go down like this, essentially. But do proper. Not all the way. Or was that the guy? I think that was Jeff Nipsett. He did 3 studies, and the third one was showing, or maybe it was just calf raises. I'm not too sure. Maybe it wasn't him. But he doesn't go all the way. You don't need to feel that stretch there. Not every workout involves locking out. It's the same with bench. People think that like you just go all the way down and then lock out at the top. So what happens if you've got 100 kg and you're locked out the top? What does it do? If you're here with 100 kg, what does that feel like? You got a lot of strain in your shoulder, a lot of strain in your elbow, a lot of strain in your wrist. So when you see people that go all the way down and then kind of go like, arms aren't fully locked, people say, oh, that's a half rep. No, if people are here, better way to do it like this. If people are here and they're doing this, yeah, that's a half rep. But if people are here like this, you see the slight bend in my arm, that isn't a half rep. There's no point doing that. There's too much strain in your shoulder, there's too much strain in your elbow, and there's too much strain in your wrists. So to leave that is less strain. So it's just, with the lighter weights, watch a video on how people do correct form. If you can't afford a personal trainers are very expensive, I'm not going to lie. But watch videos on how to do the correct form and then implement it on lower weight. Don't let your ego get the better of you. Leave that ego at the door. And when you go into the gym, and if you're someone that's new or someone that's returning, and especially someone returning, because if someone's like, oh, I could bench 140 kg, and they go off and try to do 17 and struggling, like, no, I'm literally going to do 100. You're going to injure yourself at some point. So try to avoid that. And when you are lifting weights with the progressive overload, so let's say you do 10 kg of 10 one week for 3 sets. The next week, you want to do 10 kg of 12. And set a goal, whatever rep range it is. Let's say it's 12. The week after that, you're like, okay, cool. I've done 10. I'll start off with, let's say you've done your warm up. I'll start off with 10, see if I can do that. I'm going to do 13. Maybe I can do 16. And I'm pumping it out, right? Then I go, right, 12.5 kg. I'm going to do 12. Can I do 12 in my second set? And third set, I can do 12. Then the next week, you start off with 12.5, and you try and do more than 12, 13 to 16. And then you go to 15 and see if you could do 12. And if you can only do 10 or 15, you're not ready for it. Take it back, do 12.5 again for 12, add another set on for the 4th set, and do 15 kg for 10. Or do another set of 15 kg for 10, and then settle for the 12.5. Just so you're still getting those reps in with 12.5. No, you can still do 12.5 after 3 sets, one of them being 12.5, 2 of them being 15, and one of them being 12.5. That's progressive overload, okay? You're progressively overloading your reps and your weight. And do it in a safe manner. Do it in a controlled manner. It's so important to do that because you're going to get injured. And this then becomes like the gym just seems like, oh my God, there's so much to learn, which there is. There are so many things to do. Someone else will tell you to do the complete opposite as me. Oh, mate, just do 6 reps. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just do 6 reps. You're going to get injured. It may not be a year. It may not be 2, but one day I will be champion. Shout out to Brendan Moreno. But it could be 3 years when you're doing serious weight. And you ever seen someone tear their bicep? You ever seen someone tear their pec? I don't want to be that person. So lift correctly, progressive overload. I do my split once again is back, bicep, chest, tricep, leg, shoulders. I throw in abs. I do calf twice a week calf workouts, including my leg day there. So it's another, like the Monday, the back biceps. Drink water, count your calories. It's not obsessive and it's not unhealthy. If it is obsessive, that's something that you need to take accountability for and you need to work on it, not anyone else. Don't blame other people for it. Creatine is not a steroid and it's not cheating if you take it. So take supplements that are out there. We will be focusing, me and my brother will be focusing more on producing stuff for people to buy, but also information for people that are free on YouTube. That's always going to be free on YouTube. I want there to be free information. The whole point of me and my brother creating this company is because I'm in my late 20s, my brother's just turned 30. We're no longer spring chickens anymore in our young 20s. We're actually in our prime. And these past couple of years, we've seen us kind of slip through the net with our prime. And when I'm especially myself, I can talk for myself here, thank the Lord. When I'm getting out of bed, like my hips are hurting at 28. My back's hurting, I feel sluggish. I'm like walking like the penguin in first thing in the morning and absolutely destroying my toilet with some ferocious swamp shit. What am I going to be like at 38? So that's one of the big reasons as to why we created the company is for... You want to buy my cryptocurrency? It's not bad. But one of the reasons why I'm doing these videos is because of that. And one of the reasons why I'm doing, trying to look at products that are best mixed together with stuff and give you the best benefits possible is because we're at the peak of our lives. At the beginning, I would say the peak of I think guys' peak is between like 28 to about 38, maybe even 42 with strength, etc. And especially if you keep in good health, you can still be very agile and still be completely fine at those ages, right? But you have to take it seriously. So this is why rehabilitation, this is why counting calories is important. If you have a problem with counting calories, you are the problem, not the counting the calories. Take accountability. Sleep is so important. Water is so important. Nutrition is so important. Working out is so important. Getting sunlight is so important. Yoga is so important. Saunas, and you start adding more stuff in. Saunas are important. You could say that ice baths are important, right? You could say that you're going further into this, but a hyperbolic chamber, or whatever they're called, that I've never been in, but I want to. But they're important to a certain degree. There's things that you can keep on adding, but let's take that back and actually look at the things that you can do without spending a godforsaken amount of money or any money at all. Maybe you spend £30 on creatine every month, right? Or every 2 months. Maybe it's 60 servings. So essentially every 2 months. But apart from that, you don't need to spend money apart from the gym. Everything is free, and apart from food and water and necessities and living, all goes to the government. Cool. But everything essentially is free. Everything else, information getting. That wasn't even English. Getting information, working out, you have to pay a gym membership. But finding yoga videos instead of paying for it's free. Finding workout videos on YouTube is free. It's no longer you have to pay for something. Finding nutrition, ChatGPT can help you. ChatGPT can help you with working out. There's loads of YouTubers that do nutrition, that do YouTube, but at the end of the day, it's up to you and what you find is best. So for myself at the beginning of this video, I told you that I gained 2 stone. I was actually really disheartened about it, but I feel better. I feel great, to be honest with you. I feel a lot better than I did 2 weeks ago. I'm proud of myself, to be honest with you, that I've kept going after 2 weeks, especially my nutrition. I'm someone that jumps off the bandwagon. I'm not doing it. This is a mental game. This is a big thing. All this is mental. Everything here crumbles as soon as I go, well, I'll just have a takeaway. No, I'll have 4 hours sleep. Oh, no, I'll just have, to be honest with you, I always drink water. I won't go to the gym this week, and it's 2 weeks, and it's 3, and then it's 4 weeks, like I did my videos before, a month ago. So, yeah, I hope this has helped, this ramble, hopefully. It's helped with the importance of rehabilitation, with counting calories. If you need any help with your nutrition, if you need any help with working out, if it's discipline to motivation, to maybe you're just not unsure, maybe you're just unsure what to do, where to begin, everything's overloaded information, pop a comment down below. I'm more than happy to help yourselves. Stay tuned every week for this type of video where I talk about the gym for a week and I pick something out, if it's something controversial with a celebrity in the gym world, or something talking about maybe more plates, more dates, talking about it. He's a really good YouTuber to watch if you want to break down a lot of more complicated stuff, like people using steroids, like, for example, him shitting on Prime. I think he liked Prime Energy, the energy drink, but not Prime itself because of the way they advertise it being a hydration drink. And it's not bang for buck, whatever, right? I'm too unsure. I just remember Logan Paul called him a virgin for it, and I'm like, that's, brother, you're a big man like you. It's a bit weird and insult someone calling him a virgin, but okay, because he broke down your product. But yeah, hopefully this has helped. Comment down below. Give this a subscribe. Give it a like if you like it. Subscribe if you want more content. If you want me to talk about stuff and give my own opinion, leave it down below and I'll do some little bit of research and give my opinion on it. But stay tuned for more videos. We're getting them done. Progressing the gym. I'm not going to stop. I will not stop. I will not falter. I want my life to change. I want my life to change in more ways than just fitness, and fitness is the core principle of it. Being healthy is the core principle. If I don't have that, then I'm tired all the time. I don't have motivation to create my own business with my brother. I don't have confidence to make these videos. But the fact is, in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, in a year's time, am I going to look back at these videos and go, oh my God, look how much weight I've lost? Like, I've literally kept up with it. In a year's time, if there's 10 people that comment regularly, that's brilliant. If there's 5 people, that's brilliant. Obviously, I want more people than that in a year's time, but if that's the case, then so be it. At least I'm helping 5 people out, or 10 people out, or whatever, even if it's just one person. Or if it's just myself, there's no one's commenting, no one's watching these videos. If it's just myself, and I can go back from a year and go, wow, I've lost a load of weight. Like, I'll wear this shirt again, and it's not really tight around my tits, and my nipples are showing, and I'm sweating everywhere, and I feel my back sweat going, and it's, I haven't gained 2 pounds a week, because probably I didn't count my calories properly, and I'm trying to use the excuse of drinking water as an excuse, but I don't know. I'm getting tired. I've talked for almost 40 minutes. See you later, everyone. Have a lovely day. I appreciate if anyone watched this long. Bye-bye.